For the better part of the last decade, there's been all sorts of rumors about a potential film based on Hawkeye from the MCU. Of course, starring Jeremy Renner. And nothing happened. Now we have an upcoming Disney Plus series which is going to deal with that character along with Kate Bishop. So once upon a time, Marvel Studios was in a very different position. I've talked to somebody who is pretty reliable, and you guys have probably seen some of the details out there, that after the original Avengers came out, Marvel Studios was not going to go in the same direction as they ended up going in. You know, Guardians was not a guarantee at that point, neither was Ant-Man. Well, the version of Ant-Man we got. Originally, there was a War Machine film in development, and a few other things that never ended up happening. Jeremy Renner's film, for example, was one of these since he was contracted after the Avengers to take part in a solo standalone Hawkeye film, just like Scarlett Johansson with Black Widow. But then they started moving forward on Disney Plus, and they figured that that would fit there better since the films are going more grandiose and cosmic. So here's what Kevin Feige had to say, and as always, the article is in the description down below. In April 2018, when the cast of Avengers Infinity War was in town for the film's premiere, Kevin convened a meeting to talk up his ideas. His audience included Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki, and Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, who portray Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, and Vision. Among other ideas, Feige laid out his plans for the Loki series and another called WandaVision, focused on the other two characters, who are romantically entwined. Everyone, he says, was stoked. Kevin was more nervous about his pitch to Jeremy Renner, who played the Avengers Hawkeye. Marvel had a deal for Renner to star in a movie based on the character, but Feige wanted to turn that project into a Disney Plus series. Renner turned out to be fine with the change. He totally got it and said, "Let's do it." So now we start to understand how this goes, and it's something we've discussed on the CBC podcast, where a lot of these actors, like for example Sebastian Stan, he had a huge contract, and we were wondering whether his film contract, which was going to be pretty much for like the next 5 years from Endgame on, was going to factor into the TV show. And now they confirm it. The contract he signed, they were able to roll that over into the Disney Plus series. Now, more than likely, they had to renegotiate some details considering a 2-hour film would shoot for a specific period of time, and a 6-hour series is going to be a lot longer and have a lot more shooting since they're shooting it at the scale of the films. So it starts to make sense here, and honestly, it's probably the best choice. Like, if you look at it, where would you fit Hawkeye into the upcoming fold of the MCU, right? It would seem a little bit out of place. Disney Plus, raising a new Avenger, also filling in his backstory, doesn't necessarily seem like it's just doing the same thing that the Black Widow film is, because this series would in turn be a sequel and a prequel. Again, we don't really need that, so I'm more hyped for the Disney Plus series since we're gonna have more time to spend with the characters. And it's interesting to see how they were able to just kind of agree with this by having Kevin pitch it, which honestly, that seems to be what he's done with just about everything he's touched. So how do you guys feel about this? Are you more excited that we're going to get more screen time with Jeremy Renner, or are you less excited because you would rather see a shorter, more condensed film?